Okay, so I'm ready with 52 weeks of live coding MLOps, and I'm on the fourth session now, which is I'm going to cover getting into pre-trained models. So I was able to use TensorFlow serving and get that working, which is pretty good. But what I would like to figure out next is how to get a little deeper into pre-trained models. And what I can do is just start figuring things out. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and start with that. So here we go. Got my screen. And I would say first up, let's get that repo. So serve TensorFlow model. And probably I'll just stay with this thing, which is, let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Got a code space working. And I really like GitHub CodeSpaces because I can just click a button and it launches a server, which is really helpful to just experimenting. All right. Excuse me. So next up here, what I can do is just recap where I was last time, which is I was able to do a Docker pull, get all this stuff working, and then go ahead and return an endpoint prediction, which is nice, but I think it would be even more interesting to actually look at TensorFlow Hub and get something there. So let's go ahead and say either TensorFlow Hub or Hugging Face. Those are the ones I'd like to take a look at next. So let's take a look at an image. Let's see here. TF model formats, Coral, TF Lite, TF. I would say TF Lite formats, and let's do TF2 and problem domain. Let's get into. Let's see here. How about text classification? Let's try that. What do we have here? Pre-trained models for Pixel 6, spam detection. Okay, that could be good. This could be a good one. Let's see, a spam detection model. And it says this model was created using TensorFlow Lite Model Maker as a demonstration. The input accepts a 1D int32 tensor or NumPy array. And let's see, are there any more? Aha, here we go. Here's a Colab. Let's take a look at this. And it says build a comment spam machine learning model. Okay. And let's just walk through some of these things that they're doing here. So install TensorFlow Lite Model Maker. That's interesting. Import the code. TF Lite Model Maker. Download the data. Okay. Pre-trained embeddings. So generally when using Model Maker, you don't build from scratch. This provides several pre-learned embeddings, and we can go ahead and take a look at this using the data loader. That looks nice. Build the model. So we train it. That looks good. We export the model export. Yeah, but see, this doesn't give me the serving aspect of it really, which is what I'm taking a look at. So maybe Hugging Face. I'm going to switch gears here. I'm going to take a look at Hugging Face here because that's one of the big things that it's useful for. So if we go to, let's say, we got image classification, sentence similarity. We have let's go with TensorFlow. Let's go with that. And how about let's go for summarization potentially. And let's take a look at this. Here we go. Original TensorFlow 1 code there. We train a Pegasus model with a sample gap sentence ratio on C4 and huge news. Here we go. Here's the data sets. And if we go ahead and we compute this, it's able to actually summarize everything that happens. So this does look pretty cool, actually. This looks like a fun thing to actually use. So then now, how do I actually deploy that? So I can deploy it to SageMaker, which is interesting, or I could deploy to accelerated inference. So this is, I believe, their service. So that's definitely is interesting. But what if I want to do it locally? So we have deploy to SageMaker. I see local deploy from a local machine or in how to deploy this model using SageMaker. Interesting. So in this case, both of these deployments would require hooking into a third-party system, which I'm less interested in. I'm more interested in actually just hosting a local version of this. I guess they have the model right here, and I guess we could try this out. But this does raise an interesting question here, which is, again, I guess it's my lack of familiarity with Hugging Face, but it seems like it should be easier to just download one of these models and do something with it. So maybe I need to look at the docs here a little bit and see what it is that we can do. So host GitHub based models, datasets, and spaces. So they have a hosting service. They have a client library, managed repos. They have integration with SageMaker. They have API inference, which is interesting. I mean, that you can host an API on their platform. I'm not as interested in the short term to do that. I'm much more interested in just downloading a model and running it. So maybe this is not the right use case here for me, because I don't see, although this has downloads here, dataset used, compute examples, deploy. Yeah, definitely. It's interesting. I don't see a clean and easy way to download a Hugging Face model. Maybe I need to keep looking at the docs here. Let's take a look at this. So collaborate on models, faster examples, um, sharing models, building and sharing demos. How about this? How would you do this? So building and sharing demos, new. Here's a brief overview. Advanced chapters 1 to 4 provide an intro to the main concepts of the transformer library. Chapter 5 to 8 requires who are we? Interesting. Sharing models, using. See, this is what I want to do: is use pre-trained models. Okay, so Model Hub makes selecting appropriate model simple, so that any downstream library can be done in a few lines of code. Let's say we're looking for a French-based model that can perform mask filtering. So you do this. I see. So you can see loading a model within a pipeline is extremely simple. The only thing you do is watch out for is the chosen checkpoint is suitable for the task. And so you can instantiate that checkpoint. When using pre-trained, make sure to check how it's trained on which data sets. All this will be indicated on its model card. So this looks, in theory, interesting. And so what I would need to do is basically get set up. So let's see here. So using a Colab is the simplest possible way. Okay, well, let's do Colab then. Okay, so what we do is we say pip install transformers. All right, let's try it. So let's I'm going to go to Colab here, and I'm going to open one up, and I'm going to try a new notebook. I'm going to change the runtime to use, I don't know if I need GPU, but since I pay for it, I'll try it. And we'll call this Hugging Face here. Hugging Face, hello world. And so let's put a installation step here. Let's install Hugging Face. Okay, so they want me to do pip install transformers. Let's try that out. Okay. And that appears to be reasonable. Okay. And next up, you can use the packages by importing the transformers. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. We'll go next here and we'll build a code cell. We'll call this using transformers. Okay, so we'll hide this. Wait. Install Hugging Face. Let's go here. Using transformers. That's what I care about. Okay, so we'll import the transformer. That takes a little bit of time, which is kind of shocking, but okay, we got that. And then next, this installs a very light version of transformers. There's no frameworks installed. Since we're using a lot of different features, we recommend installing the development version. Okay, let's do that. So we'll go and we'll do that. We'll add another one. Pip install transformers. This is the dev version. I guess I would maybe put that up here. That would probably be a better spot there. And then I don't need to do it again over here. So we'll just delete this one. There we go. Delete that. Okay, so we got that working. Okay, so using Python virtual environments, which maybe we would care about. We could do all that. Okay, you're ready to go. So let's do it. Let's do it in both environments. So I have it there, and I also have CodeSpaces. So I could go to my requirements file here, put that inside. So just say transformers sentence piece. Here we go. So let's go ahead and do a make install here. It's working. And this is looking good. Uh-oh, could not find that none matching MNIST input data. Well, how about this? We'll get rid of this because I don't need it right now. Okay, let's go ahead and do it again. Make install. Okay, so that does work in the pip environment. So we got both. We got one in regular CodeSpaces, and we have one in inside of here. So next up, let's get into the intro. And next intro, here we go. Processing, transformers. This looks good. Let's try this. So let's take this next piece of code and we'll put it down here. And we'll say from transformers, import a pipeline. In this case, we'll create a pipeline called sentiment analysis. It says I've been waiting for Hugging Face course my whole life. Okay, let's do this. No model was applied, defaulting to a base model right here. And so again, I guess I could put this code inside of this environment. Well, first let's see what it does. So it's going to download some assets here. I guess it's going to use. There we go. So it was able to classify with just one line of code the sentiment, which now that is actually pretty cool. I mean, I guess we could call this model serving, right? Because it's in a library. It's not served via an API, but this is actually I could work with this. And in fact, what I'll do is I'm going to create a Hugging Face demo like that. And then I will just paste this in. We'll say from transformers import pipeline. And let's go ahead and run that. Let's see what happens. Here we go, Python Hugging Face demo. And it's going to go through here. It says, ignore above if you don't have GPU. So it's rebuilding TensorFlow. So yeah, there's a lot of magic happening behind the scenes here. And I guess we could do this. We could make this into a result variable, and then I could say print results and use Python 3 printing, which is this. And now let's print this out. So let's go here. And woo. Okay. There we go. We're able to print this out. So that's kind of neat. We got it working in both environments. And just for fun, I'm going to put this into the same repo because Colab actually lets me check my examples inside. And let's go ahead and do this. Let's wait for this to show up. And here we go. We can go to TensorFlow model serving. And let's see here. TensorFlow. What do I call this repo here? This repo is, we can do git remote -v to find out. It is called serve TensorFlow model. Okay, that's why I wasn't finding it. So we'll say serve TensorFlow model. And there we go. Perfect. And now I've got that checked in. So that was actually pretty cool. So we can even pass several sentences. Okay, let's do that. Let's try that next. So I definitely have a better understanding of how Hugging Face does things. I've been waiting for Hugging Face my whole life. I hate this so much. I see positive and negative. So yeah, this is definitely cool. I like it because I didn't have to do anything and it's free. Where if I was using, let's say, a third-party API, they would be charging me every single time I did this. Where in this case, I get to use this this model for free. So this is definitely growing on me. So I could see how this would be trivial to hook this into either Fast API or to Flask. And if my goal was to just use some model, this would be the way to do it. And I definitely like this. And we could say like this in code and say, sentiment analysis, pre-trained one, and then go through here and say sentiment analysis pre-trained 2. Yeah, so not too bad. Not too bad. It's growing on me here. And let me just check all this in as well. So we'll say git pull this, and we'll say git add star, and we'll commit this. Adding Hugging Face examples. Yeah, liking this so far. Definitely liking this whole thing. And what else can we do? So by default, this pipeline selects a particular pre-trained model that's been fine-tuned for sentiment analysis in English. The model is downloaded, cached. If you rerun the command, the cached model will be used instead. And so you don't need to download the model again. There's 3 main steps. Text is preprocessed into a format the model can understand. The preprocessed inputs are passed to the model. The predictions of the model are post-processed, so you can make sense of them. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I think this is one of the things that is annoying about machine learning that we're starting to see, the next phases of, which is all of this boilerplate code starts to go away. And in particular, we see that some of the currently available pipelines are feature extraction, fill mask, question answering, sentiment analysis, summarization. Now, summarization is definitely pretty slick. And the fact that it's a one-liner is very, very tempting as well. And let's see some of these here. So we've got classifier. This is a course about transformer library, candidate labels, education, politics, business. Huh. Well, that's interesting. This pipeline is called zero shot because you don't need to fine tune the model. It can directly return probability scores for any list of labels you want. Wow, that's weird. How does it know that? That's yeah, how could you possibly figure that out? If this is true, that's amazing. And then we have another one, which is now let's see a pipeline to generate some text. The main idea here is that you provide a prompt and the model will autocomplete it by generating the remaining text. So definitely I have a new fun tool to play around with here. So let's try this in facts. And let's do something a little bit more interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here and I'm going to create this called the Hugging Face Classify. And let's kind of play around with this a little bit. So we've got a zero shot classification, and I'm going to make some text here like this. So let's do triple quote so that we can classify things. And the labels, well, let's take one of the more polarizing characters, vote Republican. See what our machine learning model says. So it says Elon Musk says he'll vote Republican. Okay, well, let's grab the text here and let's see if we can classify this text. Let's see here. Let's put this in here. That looks like it could maybe be, yeah, here we go. So Elon Musk says that he's a Republican now, and we're going to make this a variable called text. And let's see, what is this about? Is it about politics? Is it about money? Or is it about scandal? What is this? What is this actually about from a machine learning perspective? And then we can print the results here like this. We can do that. So this is kind of one of the hot news items here. And if we go through here and we say Python Hugging Face classify, what do we got? Okay, so it's going to download a new model for us. So this is kind of a cool concept, which is to take what people say and see if you can declassify it into a different category and see if you can find the real meaning of what someone says when they say they're this or they're that, or they're trying to talk about a subject. Is it really the subject that they're bringing up? And our classifier is going to try to classify between money, politics, or scandal, and we'll see what the Tensorflow Hub, Hugging Face default will do. Okay, we're doing a TF Roberta for sequence classification. We're downloading some more stuff here. And it says that in this particular example, the scores, it's equal, which is interesting. So it's equally saying it's about scandal, politics, and money. So, so I don't know if that even gives us anything useful, but sure, let's check it in. We'll say git add Hugging Face. Okay. Adding Elon example. Although people are a little bored of Elon. Okay, let's see what else we have. Text generation. So in this course, we will teach you to So basically, now let's see how to use a pipeline to generate some text. The main idea here is that you provide a prompt and the model will auto-complete it by generating the remaining text. This is how similar predictive text features found on many phones. This is randomness, so it's normal if you don't get the same results as below. Okay, let's do this. This could be fun. So I'm going to go really quick. This will be the last thing I do today is I'm going to build out Hugging Face generator. And let's go through here and let's just grab this example. We'll copy this and put this in there. Now, in this case, I'm going to generate let's grab this. Let's take that same text actually, because it's again it's kind of a funny text, which I think is a good example of something kind of fun. So we'll go through here. We got our Elon Musk text again. Throw it in there, and then we'll say results. And we'll put in text here. Let's just see what does it recommend is the next thing that happens. And say Python Hugging Face generator. There we go. So it's going to go through again, get another model, and download it. Oh, I see. The context has too many tokens. The max link is 50. Okay. So let's get rid of a lot of it. We can just go through here. Elon Musk. Let's try this. Does this work? Elon Musk says he's going to vote Republican. Okay. What would be the next thing he says? Okay. We're generating. So it looks like the generated text is going to be that Elon Musk said twice this week he plans to vote for, even though he's previously voted Democrats. I think the next election, even when you don't. I think the next election, even when you don't. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know, but cool. AI is generating some cool stuff about Elon here, saying, "I think the next election, even when you don't." Interesting. Well, fun stuff here with Hugging Face. Definitely, I think I should just keep going because I'm making a lot of progress, and I could potentially turn Hugging Face into an API and start deploying that. In fact, deploying it to places like AWS with App Runner. So this was fun today, and I will see everybody next week, and we'll continue to take Hugging Face code and deploy it to endpoints. I'm going to go ahead and stop and see you soon.